Why your brain hates becoming rich, and evolution is to blame. Most people believe becoming wealthy is simply a matter of earning more money, working harder, or having enough discipline to save and invest consistently. If someone struggles financially, the explanation often seems obvious. They spend too much, they don't budget, they make poor decisions. But the real answer is far stranger. Every time you decide whether to spend or save, your brain is solving a problem that existed long before money, banks, or credit cards ever appeared. The strange part is that your brain is using ancient survival rules to make modern financial decisions. Those rules once helped your ancestors stay alive. Today, they often make building wealth feel surprisingly difficult. Imagine discovering a large basket of food thousands of years ago. Your ancestors had no supermarkets, no refrigerators, and no guarantee another meal would appear tomorrow. Waiting carried enormous risk. Another animal might steal the food. Another person could find it first. The food itself might spoil before it could be used. In that environment, consuming resources immediately usually increased the chances of survival. That instinct never completely disappeared. Instead, it became deeply wired into the decision-making systems your brain still uses every day. Now imagine receiving your paycheck. Objectively, saving part of it seems logical. Investing it for decades appears even smarter. Yet spending some of it immediately often feels more satisfying. Why? Because your brain still quietly treats immediate rewards as safer than uncertain future rewards. Psychologists call this present bias. In simple terms, your brain naturally values rewards available today more than rewards that might arrive later, even when waiting produces a much larger benefit. This isn't laziness, it's ancient programming. One of the most famous demonstrations came from psychologist Walter Mischel during the marshmallow experiment. Children were offered one marshmallow immediately or two if they waited. Some resisted, many didn't. The study became famous because it illustrated how difficult delayed gratification can feel, even when the future reward is clearly better. The important lesson isn't that some people simply have more willpower. It's that delaying rewards requires your brain to overcome instincts that evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. That raises an interesting question. If your brain naturally prefers today over tomorrow, how do people successfully build wealth? The answer begins with understanding another survival system. Your ancestors constantly faced uncertainty. Food supplies changed, weather changed, predators appeared without warning. Living in that environment rewarded paying attention to immediate problems instead of distant possibilities. As a result, your brain became exceptionally good at reacting to what feels urgent. Unfortunately, modern financial decisions rarely feel urgent. Retirement decades from now feels abstract. Building an emergency fund isn't exciting. Investing consistently rarely creates immediate emotional rewards. Buying something today does. Every purchase delivers a small burst of dopamine, a chemical messenger involved in motivation and reward. Dopamine doesn't simply make something enjoyable, it encourages repeating behaviors that produced rewarding outcomes before. Thousands of years ago, that system helped your ancestors repeat behaviors that increased survival. Today, marketers understand those same reward systems remarkably well. Limited time offers, flash sales, countdown timers, exclusive discounts, one-click purchases, all of them quietly activate ancient decision-making circuits designed for survival rather than long-term investing. Have you ever noticed how waiting just one day before buying something often makes it seem less important? That's because emotional urgency fades much faster than your brain expects. Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how people make decisions under uncertainty. His research revealed that people don't evaluate choices purely through logic. Emotions, shortcuts, and mental biases constantly influence judgment. One of the strongest is loss aversion. Losing something usually feels more painful than gaining something of equal value feels rewarding. That explains why spending money can sometimes feel easier than investing it. Investments involve uncertainty. Temporary losses feel emotionally painful. Your brain often interprets uncertainty as danger, even when history suggests long-term investing generally rewards patience. Another fascinating discovery comes from economist Richard Thaler, whose work helped create behavioral economics. He found that small changes in how financial decisions are presented dramatically change behavior. Automatic savings plans, automatic retirement contributions, and automatic investing work surprisingly well because they reduce the number of moments when your ancient instincts can interfere. Instead of relying entirely on willpower, they quietly redesign the environment around your decisions. Your ancestors didn't survive because they had perfect self-control. They survived because their environment shaped helpful habits. Modern wealth often works the same way. Successful investors frequently remove decisions instead of making more of them. Money automatically moves into savings. Investments happen automatically every month. Bills are scheduled. Budgets are simplified. The fewer emotional decisions your brain makes, the less opportunity ancient survival instincts have to redirect your behavior. This may sound surprisingly ordinary. That's because building wealth usually isn't about making one brilliant decision. It's about preventing thousands of small emotional decisions from accumulating over many years. Another powerful force quietly influences your financial life: social comparison. Thousands of years ago, belonging to a group dramatically increased survival. Being accepted meant protection. Being rejected often meant danger. As a result, your brain became extraordinarily sensitive to what other people own, display, and value. Today, social media constantly amplifies those ancient comparison systems. Expensive vacations, luxury cars, designer clothing, new technology. Your brain often interprets these signals as social information rather than financial information. Keeping up with others can feel emotionally important even when it slows your own progress. The remarkable part is that your ancestors never evolved for a world where millions of carefully selected moments from strangers appeared on glowing screens every day. Your financial instincts simply weren't designed for that environment. Does that mean your brain is working against you forever? Not at all. Understanding these instincts changes everything. Instead of fighting your brain, you can design systems that work with it. Make saving automatic. Reduce unnecessary choices. Create small rewards for long-term habits. Delay major purchases by 24 hours. Track progress visually so future rewards feel more real. Each of these techniques gently redirects instincts that evolved for survival toward goals that matter in modern life. Building wealth often appears mysterious because people focus on income, investments, or luck. Those things matter. But beneath every financial decision sits something much older: an ancient brain trying to solve modern problems using rules written long before money existed. Every time spending feels easier than saving, every time investing feels uncomfortable, every time immediate rewards seem impossible to resist, your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what helped your ancestors survive for thousands of generations. The challenge isn't eliminating those instincts. The challenge is recognizing when ancient survival systems are making decisions inside a world they were never designed to understand. The next time your paycheck arrives, remember that your greatest financial opponent isn't the economy, inflation, or even temptation. It's a remarkably successful survival machine that still believes tomorrow is uncertain, resources might disappear, and immediate rewards are always the safest choice. Understanding that ancient instinct may be one of the most valuable financial investments your brain will ever make.